Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you see, I am creating a video from my newly renovated studio. The previous video that I have done was a studio tour. If you haven't seen it, please go see that because I have created this on a very tight budget, and it will help you understand as a content creator and a freelancer how to build a studio within a budget, or how to create a space that looks pretty. It's very video friendly, it's very YouTube friendly, and it also gives you the confidence to create more content or build something in public. Coming back to this video, I want to talk about how to actually be a freelancer who makes money. All of us know Pareto's principle, right? 20% of the efforts give 80% of the result, or 20% of people make 80% of money, right? It is the same thing with freelancers as well. 20% of freelancers actually get what they want in India. The rest 80% are actually struggling and make anywhere between 10 to 25,000 rupees. Now, why does that happen? Before I tell that, let me tell you 10 to 25,000 rupees is also a huge and a significant amount for a lot of us. I am not negating that. I am not saying that that is bad. But how do you get out of that range of like earning 5,000, 10,000 and slightly moving to a higher bucket? There are a few qualities, skills that you need as a freelancer that will go a really long way in actually helping you make more money. So the first thing that you have to do as a freelancer is have the best possible portfolio. When I work with freelancers, I actually notice that they do not have a great portfolio. So what most people do is that they learn a skill, social media management, virtual assistant, copywriting, content writing, etc. from a course, from a person, which is completely fair, but they do not put in any effort and just copy paste a few samples, like if a brand has done that, they will rewrite it and use that. So basically people use the first thing that they have created, and that what you create is actually what you've created in the beginning is bad. And I'm not saying it for you, it is true for me, it is true for every single person in the world, right? When you start content creation, when you start freelancing, you suck at it. But through trial, error, figuring out things, iterations, you start becoming better. So the first thing that you have to do is that you have to do at least 100 versions of whatever you are doing, and then select 5. So let me tell you my story. I've been a corporate, you all know my journey, and I've just started freelancing, right? It's been about 2-3 months, and till date I don't feel confident of my portfolio. The reason is that when I started off, I had done the same thing. I had written down some samples that I had shared with clients. It was average feedback, average or above average feedback, and I started putting it out. So 1 month later, when I looked at it, it was bad, because by that time I had done about 50 copies. So I knew a little bit more than what I knew at that time. So I changed one, I replaced one of the previous samples with one new sample. Right, same thing happened. 10 days later, I looked at it again and I was like, okay, seems okay, but maybe this seems like I could do better. Why? Because by that next time, in those 15-20 days, I had written 100 YouTube scripts, YouTube, Instagram, etc. for clients, right? And for myself, I write 10 to 15 scripts for myself also every 15 days. So I had done about 100 scripts at that point of time. And once I did that, I started seeing, I started feeling, okay, this is really great and I can pick that out. So when you are building your portfolio, be very selective and be very picky. I like to give an example that imagine you have a major operation that you're going to be undergoing, and imagine the doctor comes and tells you that, hey, I have I am an intern, or I have done my course, and you are the first person I'm going to operate or try operating on, right? Would you trust that doctor? And it will show in the work. It's not like even if you don't tell, that won't happen. That is my pup who's actually screwing up with my YouTube setup, but all is fair when you have pups. Coming back to the topic, what I was telling you is that, so when a client is hiring you, when they want to see your portfolio, if they see basic work, they will not work with you. For them, it is everything, right? They are not like, oh, I will let you try on me, right? That is where beta clients come in, where you work with some clients and understand. So the first thing that we have spoken about right now is to have a kick-ass portfolio that is updated every 15 day or 30 day. And please be honest with yourself. You are ultimately going to be making money. So you are going to work on that. The second thing that you have to do is, once you have a solid portfolio, the second thing is you should constantly be selling. Most of us, when we have clients or we are flooded with work, we do not take care of it, and we are underconfident because we don't have a great portfolio, a great experience. We're charging lesser, so we are working with 5-10 clients, 20 clients, and we are overworked and tired, and we are never selling. So once these retainers, let's say, get over, or one-time projects get over, you are coming back to zero, because you've not built a client pipeline. So the thing that you should always do is that every single day, at least some amount of time, it can be 5 minutes, it can be 15 minutes, it can be 1 hour, where you spend time connecting with more prospects. And prospects, you don't have to actually start pitching to them immediately. That is why you build a lead pipeline. You have to continue doing it for over a few weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, etc. Right? Relationships are built over a long time for clients to give you that kind of money. So always remember one thing, that when clients give you money, if they're doing it immediately or at a very short period of time, then they will give you lesser money. But they know you and trust you for a longer period of time, 3, 6, 9, 12 months. They have a higher chance of giving you a bigger project because they know and trust you. So you have to build that relationship over time. So that is the second thing, where you are constantly doing sales. You can do it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Always make sure to research the person. Always make sure to do background research. If you're checking them out on Instagram, do on LinkedIn. If you are finding on LinkedIn, check out their Instagram profile and see what they are doing. Basically, do not do a lazy job. You have to Google and search everything about them and just connect with them. Over time, you have to engage with them. You could like their posts, you could comment, you see something that you like and you send them a message. That's it. That is all that you have to do for months together. So now, when, let's say, somebody likes my post, I know there are about 10 to 15 sort of people who always like my post, and I know them by name even if I have never spoken to them, right? Imagine if they speak to me, maybe I have a higher chance of, because that is how marketing works. The more times people see you in a funnel, the higher chances of sales or conversion. So that starts happening. And I know I might be giving advice that's already on the internet, but these are purely what I am doing at the moment and I want to share with you, right? So we've spoken about having a kick-ass portfolio. Second thing is doing sales. And the third important thing is constantly upskilling, right? A lot of people that I'm working with, or I see, when I coach freelancers, is that their skills are so outdated. There are some people who are still doing carousels for Instagram, or statics on Instagram with like a very boring old template, right? So you have to take up that ownership of being updated, and not just basic updated, right? Like, a video is working on LinkedIn. I'm talking about as a social media manager, or video is working on TikTok or Instagram, etc. What we should majorly do is that know each and every detail. Okay, even in 30s, in a reel, maybe 6 seconders work more, maybe 20 seconders work more. When there's a visual hook, it works more. So all of these things only come when you are practicing on your profile and you're doing all of these things. So think about your profile as like, a portfolio. that people can see. It's not just the work that you do, the creatives that you make, the copies that you write, the calendars that you organize, etc. It's also what you are doing to yourself, which is also called personal branding, which I'll talk about separately but not in this video, right? So third thing is continue upskilling. And when you upskill, you could also add in your offers. So for example, what I typically do is that I usually write posts, copies, etc. So what I do is that I team up with video editors or graphic designers to offer a complete package to a client, and I can charge higher. So maybe if I charge, let's say 25, actually I charge in the same range, which is 25 to 30,000 rupees per month for social media posts. Once I do that, if I add graphic design, and I can work with a person or do it myself, whichever in terms of comfort level that I have, I could get a designer and just ask a quote from them. Maybe they charge 15,000 for the designs, so 25 plus 15 becomes 40. I could charge 40 exactly, or I could charge 45 or 50. The extra 10k is commission for getting that client to my designer as well, right? So instead of making 25,000 rupees, I start making 35,000, and that 10,000 rupees is passive. So when people speak of passive income, they think that they'll not have to do work, right? I have done the work. I have built a relationship with a client. I have done good work where I have worked with, worked and delivered the results, because of which they have decided to give me more work. So you can charge higher that way, right? And that is how you can increase. Maybe 3 to 6 months later, you can say 25k is lesser, which I am going to do maybe in 3 months time, right? Maybe I'll go to 35k, then 50, then 1 lakh. I will reach that point because I am trying to slowly upskill, write better, and the most important thing is that make it very effortless for my clients, that once they go through my content and copy, they will have as less changes as possible, so that friction is reduced. They also think that okay, they are taking off something off my plate entirely. They are very responsible and dedicated, and they can deliver. So in my experience, if you have to be a freelancer that gets paid well and not being stuck in like a smaller bracket or a lesser amount bracket, these are the 3 things that you have to do. If you are looking to get your portfolio reviewed, you can drop me a email. If you're looking at if you want like a consultation call, if you want to sit with me to understand how to freelance, how to start freelancing, or how to make more money, I'm happy to do that. I will you can send me a message, but what I want you to do is please listen to these 3 points. Keep this in mind when you are freelancing, and I really hope that 2025 can be the year where you actually break through. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my content, please subscribe and let me know any feedback that you have. I am very open to listening to feedback. I hope it's good, or even if it's bad, just please be nice, and I will take that and create more content. Thank you so much.